Hey, how's it going everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about The Prince and the Pauper from 1990. There are a lot of Disney animated shorts. They have been making animated shorts ever since Disney has been a thing. But The Prince and the Pauper runs a little bit longer than most Disney shorts. This one runs almost 25 minutes long, and it was released in theaters alongside The Rescuers Down Under. Now, I have seen this short before. This is now the second time I've seen it, and I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, but I wanted to revisit it for a couple of reasons. The first one being that it has been a few years since I've seen it, and so I wanted to just refresh my memory, and also I was too tired to watch a feature-length movie, so I was like, 25 minutes? I can stay awake for that. This is a fun short. It's full of shenanigans. It's the classic story Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain being told with the Disney icons as those characters in a similar way that they used those characters in the Three Musketeers movie that they made later on. It's a little bit different because some of those Three Musketeers characters like Mickey, Donald, and Goofy are just like a fictional version of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in that story, whereas in this story, The Prince and the Pauper, our characters are kind of substitutes for the characters that are originally in that story. So it's not quite the same, but it's a similar feel, it's a similar vibe, and I would understand if other people also would use that comparison. And speaking of the Three Musketeers movie, this short, The Prince and the Pauper, just made me want to rewatch that movie again, on top of wanting to watch some other Disney shorts that I probably never saw. I can't remember if I've ever mentioned this before, but I find the Disney icons like Mickey, Donald, and Goofy to be super nostalgic. I remember as a kid we used to go and rent the VHS tapes of the Disney shorts at Blockbuster. This wasn't one of the ones that we ever rented, but that's a significant piece of why these characters and classic Disney animation in general is super nostalgic to me, because although the movies and the shorts themselves are very nostalgic to me, the ones that I grew up on, it's also more than that. It's about the experiences, like going to that Blockbuster and going through those aisles and picking out the one that I wanted to rent. And it just makes me nostalgic even now, sitting here recording this, thinking about how life used to be. Now I'm getting super off topic, but this whole line of thought has just led me to be reminded about how much I enjoy this age of streaming because of its accessibility, but also I just miss the way that things were. I miss going to the store to rent physical media, and I know that's kind of time consuming and it's not the way things are anymore, and that might be in part for the better, but despite this ease of access that we have these days, life felt simpler before. And I guess the last thing I'll leave you with in regard to The Prince and the Pauper is that this was the last Disney theatrical animation to utilize hand-painted cells before the CAP system took over Disney animation. For most people, that might not mean anything. You might not know what I'm talking about. But for those who do know, you know that this is a turning point in the history of animation, and that's significant and worth remembering. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say about The Prince and the Pauper. I had a fun time revisiting this short. I'm kind of surprised that I never saw it as a kid, or at least I have no memory of seeing it as a kid, because comparing it to some of the things I used to watch as a kid, this would be right up my alley. But if you've seen The Prince and the Pauper, let me know in the comments down below. Is this a short that you grew up with as a kid? Is this one that you discovered later in life? If you want to help me out here on YouTube, liking this video, commenting on this video, subscribing to the channel, or checking out some of my other videos, all help me grow the YouTube channel. I'm kind of delving through some animated projects at the moment and trying to sprinkle in some other things. But yeah, until next time.